Lovely people. So now that you have set up your account, we're going to set up your budget. And the premise of this budget is basically each row is, say, an envelope that on the front of the envelope, you kind of say what the money inside the envelope is for. And you assign money into that envelope for, say, groceries or maybe paying your mobile phone or credit card debt or like rent, just whatever it is. And then you take money out of that envelope to pay for the thing that you said that you're going to pay for. And what this does is it keeps track of all the envelopes that you've got, and it keeps track of how much money you put into that envelope, so assigned. And activity is how much money that you took out of that envelope, and available is what you've got remaining. And the hope and idea is that as you basically keep putting more money into that envelope than you spend. So you get like 3 months ahead, you get 6 months ahead, you're suddenly a year ahead. And that will give you the financial flexibility to be a little bit more experimental with your life. And it's a very exciting moment. So to highlight where this ready to assign came from, so ready to assign means how much money that you have to assign in your budget. And it comes from the cash accounts that you have said in the master ledger were ready to assign. And I think without that, we shall explain now what the category groups are. So the way that I've categorized them is that I've got fun, flexi, and fixed things, and these are all things that I will regularly spend. I have investments and savings, and then I've got like wish farm, wish granted, wish list, which is monitoring the things that I want to buy in my life. So to give you an example of what fixed might be, it could be a gym subscription, or it could be rent, or mobile phones. And basically what you put in a fixed category, so what you put in the envelope is pretty much exactly the same as what you take out of the envelope, although obviously you might put a little bit more, so you start growing that buffer, but that's essentially what it is. Like these expenses happen regularly every month. A flexible one is something that, so you might you put money into it, but what you spend out of it kind of fluctuates all the time. So for me, it was like groceries. So I would put money into my groceries, but I don't always spend that amount, and I can be a little bit more flexible on like spending more than that amount, spending less than that amount. They're kind of the flexible expense categories. The fun things are things in your life where, if you suddenly needed money and had to stop something, it's likely going to come out of these fun envelopes. So, for example, you might regularly go to the movies, or you eat out, or like Nintendo games. So you can put whatever you want in here. I'm going to put pocket money because that makes sense to me at the moment. Investments and savings are kind of the same thing, apart from one big difference. So investments are things that will leave being a cash category. So for example, you might buy shares, or you might have some property, or I don't know, like I don't know if a book collection would count. Oh no, probably would. A book collection that you know is going to increase in value, you're buying as an investment. It's basically the things that are not cash and you're not going to spend out of. Savings. So this is the opposite of what an investment is, but still in the like I'm saving money kind of camp. So savings are things that you're saving for, like Christmas gifts or birthday gifts, or emergency money. and it will stay as cash, so it is always readily available for you. So I like to have a rainy day category or an envelope, and that's for things like, um, suddenly I need money to fix the washing machine, or there's something that I need to buy in a bit of an emergency that I wasn't planning or preparing for. But because I have this envelope, I can easily access the money out of it and then resave up to the amount that I had originally in the envelope. Now, lastly, we have wish farm, wish granted, and wish list. So I'm going to start with wish list. It is basically everything that you want to buy, but you haven't yet decided that you're going to start saving for it. And I normally give these things sizes because I just do small, medium, and large. But the reason that I give things sizes is because when it goes into the wish farm, I basically don't want to have more than 3 things in the wish farm. And I try to mix it up that it's like a small, a medium, and a large. But it's whatever your financial goals are, you can kind of tailor it to you. The reason, however, that I will max it out at 3 is because it kind of gives you that success feeling. So instead of trying to save for like 7 things that you want at once, it just helps you save for 3 things that you want, and so you're much faster at purchasing that thing to kind of give you that feel good energy to then keep saving for like the next thing. Because, for example, like I would buy those running shoes, and then what's next on my little wish farm? Oh, and if I haven't explained, um, wish farm as separate to wish list would be something that I'm actively assigning money to and putting into the envelope. Whereas wish list, these things just keep like I can add whatever I want in here. And let's say the large thing, I had a holiday, like I saved up for a holiday and I had it granted. Wish granted obviously means that you saved up for it and then you paid it and you had a wonderful time. And yeah, those are what all the categories are. And now I'm going to finish setting up my categories. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump to the settings, and you'll see missing budget categories over here. So this just gives you a list of all of the categories that you have written down in here, but you've not yet added into the settings. And the reason that you want to add it into the settings is so that you can start to assign them in the master ledger. So conveniently from memory, it kind of puts them all in order for me. But you can see as I'm clicking through them and adding them in, it's taking them off the list on the left. So you know that you have never missed anything. All right. So now that that is all done, you have basically set up your categories. So congratulations.